Hey everybody, this is Jesse here at Jesse Lee Strength and Fitness. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just as a recap, we basically on this channel I'm covering a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in the gym just to give you some ideas about what a personal trainer might be doing in his own fitness program, as well as covering a lot of other topics, exercise, programming, as well as just some exercise demonstrations, some lifestyle hacks, as well as some coping strategies for various things. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Today, we're at the start of week 8, and that typically starts with a zone 2 run. So we cap off our week on the Sacred Sunday lift, and then we start a new week on Monday where I typically will go out and do a zone 2 run. So zone 2 run, if you're not sure of what it is, it's basically a low heart rate run where you're out there working kind of minimally for that 45 minutes to an hour, and that's a really nice way to get some cardiovascular but not tap into a massive chunk of your lifting battery. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. I'm trying to maintain a little bit of fitness as well as just continue to get the focus being the strength training. Okay, so it was really fun on Monday. This is a post-Thanksgiving run, so I was feeling, obviously fairly well fed. But on Monday, I went out and we just had about 4 to 5 inches of snow, and I really wanted to do the run, so I just kind of bundled up and went out in the fresh powder, and it was absolutely a great time. And what I did find as well is that the snow kept me in zone 2. I wasn't able to run fast. It kept me at a nice, easy pace, and most of the run was spent in zone 2. And I decided to do my full loop, and I even kind of skipped a little bit of a warm-up. I just kind of went out there. I knew I was going to be running really slow, so I didn't do a lot of warming up. I did a couple hip aeroplanes and just kind of started really light jogging and just kind of warmed up while I was doing that. I typically am a little bit more of an elaborate warm-upper, but it just felt good to get started. No big issues there. I covered almost 4.5 miles. I did have my Garmin crap out on me in the middle of the run, so I was a little bit frustrated. So I had about 3 miles of it documented, and the last little bit, which wasn't, but that's fine. The loop itself that I do is about 4.5 miles. So it's give or take 4 miles and give or take about an hour. I also took my dog with me, and she's a little bit elderly, so that was probably a little bit more than she wanted to do, or she wanted to do it, but she's a little stiff afterwards. And I also had to stop about every 5 minutes and clean out little snowballs under her paw. So she'd be running along, and then she would get bogged down, and so I would carve out the snow, and we'd do it again, and we'd carve out the snow, and we'd do it again. But it was really fun. It was absolutely blissful. All I heard was the crunch of the snow and my breathing and my dog breathing. It was really beautiful. A few birds here and there, and the sounds of the city in the background. So yeah, mostly zone 2. There was a little bit of zone 3, but honestly, it was really fantastic. And I stayed consistent. I just put on the shoes and got out in the weather. So one of those things that I've talked about before is not necessarily making it perfect, just getting out and doing it. So, a lot of us say, oh, it's cold out, or oh, it's snowing out. I think that is okay if you decide sometimes to stay in, but more often than not, just put on some clothes and get outside. Go ahead and do the thing, even if it's not the regular 7-mile run or 4-mile run or 3-mile run or 1-block walk. Get something kind of in and just stay consistent. We want to build those patterns so they can maintain over the long haul. Fitness is not this short little 6-week thing, although it can be. Typically, you need to be stretching it out over your lifespan. So find the things that you can sustain, undulate your workout so you're doing maybe harder work during some seasons and lighter work during other seasons, and stay consistent.